When you think of WWE in 2016, you think of the WWE draft, you think of SmackDown vs Raw, you think of the garbage that are WrestleMania 32, and you even think of the Royal Rumble. But then there's one thing that every wrestling fan remembers and fondly appreciates about that year, and that is AJ Styles vs John Cena. AJ Styles, the indie darling that was all over the world, creating a legacy in TNA, creating a legacy in New Japan, even having appearances in companies like WCW, and becoming the first ever Ring of Honor pure champion. And on the other hand, you had John Cena, the face that ran the place, the top guy in the whole company, basically Mr. WWE for 10 years. And so we got us a rivalry between the poster boy of indie wrestling and the poster boy of WWE, and they gave us one of the best feuds of all time. So welcome to the Escobar Show, and this is AJ Styles versus John Cena. Before the feud even started, we have to begin at Royal Rumble 2016. Roman Reigns was defending his WWE World Heavyweight Champion in the Royal Rumble, and early into the match, at third place was a song that no one was familiar with, and Roman's facial expression on wondering who this was basically how the fans were, until we saw on the Titantron, "I am phenomenal." And one of the loudest pops in Royal Rumble history emerged the indie darling himself, AJ Styles. The biggest star who wasn't a WWE wrestler was finally in the WWE, and from that moment everyone just started thinking of dream feuds, dream matches, and every kind of possibility that we would think of at that point. He would last a little while in the Royal Rumble, but even though he didn't win, we knew WWE have gotten themselves a special wrestler. He would begin his career with a little feud with Chris Jericho, where Chris Jericho will show some respect to AJ and telling him that Noah, he's been waiting for him for a while, and it was a great thing that he's now in the company. They would have a couple of matches, and later they would even form Y2AJ. And I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I thought that this was something great was gonna happen. AJ is already starting in the tag team division, but Chris Jericho would literally just form a team with this guy and turn on him like the second match or something. Like, it was kind of crazy, and they'll ultimately have a match at WrestleMania, and this would be AJ's debut match at WrestleMania. A very decent match, I'm not gonna lie, it was very good, but surprisingly AJ lost, and to be honest, everyone was kind of concerned, and they were having that thought that, oh no, AJ is just gonna be a jobber now, you're not taking him serious because of his size and stuff. Because I mean, for someone to debut a big star like that and lose at WrestleMania, it was kind of crazy. In the meantime, Cena was recovering from his injury, so he wasn't part of the road to WrestleMania. He would make a cameo with The Rock, but we will wait a little bit to still see them really interact with each other. After this, AJ would have a feud with Roman Reigns from Payback to Extreme Rules, and these two matches really showed what AJ Styles was truly capable of. Even if he didn't win the title, the fact that WWE was putting him into a world title match twice really showed that they started trusting into AJ. So on Monday Night Raw, John Cena would finally return, and Styles was the first person to actually welcome him. He was talking about how much he respected John Cena, and they would even shake hands until Gallows and Anderson would come looking like they would want to beat up AJ and John Cena at the same time. And with AJ and John both in the ring, it looked like they would team up together, and Cena looked hyped as hell until AJ would turn and beat the hell out of John Cena with Gallows and Anderson. And this officially beginning their feud. So the next week comes, AJ starts talking trash about Cena, saying that he will run circles around him, that he is way better than Cena from an in-ring point of view, and that guys like Cena are guys that will bury guys like AJ Styles. Cena would clap back at this point. Cena would be like, nah, AJ, you are a bust. You haven't done anything when you came to this company. You are a failure. And ultimately, the next week, they would have a contract signing. And Cena would offer two contracts, saying one with AJ with a club, or just a solely one-on-one between AJ and John Cena. But AJ had something to prove. He was telling Cena that if he had come to the WWE even 15 years ago, he wouldn't be a 15-time world champion, or a 2-time Royal Rumble winner, or even be in crappy movies. So the match was set, AJ Styles vs John Cena at Money in the Bank. And to say this match was match of the night would be an understatement. because the amount of reversals that was in this match, the amount of finishes that was in this match, you guys better put some respect on John Cena's in-ring ability. I don't care if he isn't a good in-ring performer or something. This guy can pull off a good match, bro. And after a great showing and just great in-ring chemistry, AJ Styles will win this match by crazy interferences from the club, Gallows and Anderson. And yeah, AJ won this match. I mean, he didn't win it clean, but he still won this match and he got a W over John Cena. That's crazy. And the next night, John Cena will come in pissed and the club will be apologizing to Cena, saying, nah, it wasn't AJ's fault. It was Gallows and Anderson. They didn't sign that contract. AJ did. And so they broke the rules. AJ didn't break the rules. So they apologized to Cena. But Cena said, nah, AJ, you just use the club because you're not good as you think you are or you say you are. So you tried winning by any means necessary. Cena was saying, in life, you've got two things, your balls and your word, and AJ got none of it. Obviously, AJ caught feelings, and later in the night, John Cena and Carl Anderson would have a match, and the club would still come back and beat the hell out of this guy. And this will be a testament for how it's gonna be for the next couple of weeks. Even the next week, John Cena and Seth Rollins would have a match, and AJ Styles and the club would still come and beat the guy and cost him his match. The draft will happen later on and AJ and Cena would both be on SmackDown, so it means Gallows and Anderson were left on Raw. And on August 2nd, AJ would offer a match for Cena at SummerSlam, talking about he wants to show that he is truly better and that if AJ beats Cena, Cena would have to say AJ is better than him, and if he doesn't, he's still a loser. Like either way, he would still win, because if he doesn't, he's a liar, and if he does, he's a loser. So this made the match have a bigger feel to it. So before SummerSlam, AJ would attack John Cena talking trash, and later Cena would put this guy through the table, and after this, SummerSlam came. So in the Barclays Center, Brooklyn, New York, came SummerSlam 2016. AJ Styles and John Cena would give us one of the greatest SummerSlam matches of all time. Reversal after reversal, counter after counter, it's the same thing, finisher after finisher, and this match was without a doubt
sensational.
But we will just see a different style of wrestling from AJ Styles. Ushigoroshis, torture racks, crazy suplexes from the apron, and Cena would also be in his wrestling bag. But the match will get its climax when John Cena would give an AA on AJ Styles from the top rope. And when he did this, we all thought, nah, John Cena will make it 1-1, but AJ Styles will still kick out. And to say the crowd wasn't part of this match would be an understatement. This is probably what makes the match even better. Already the wrestling chemistry was already perfect, but the crowd just made it even better. But AJ would win this match by countering John Cena, giving him a Styles Clash, and then giving him a phenomenal forearm. And then AJ would pin John Cena for the second time. Legacy affirmed. After this, John Cena would drop his armband in the ring and AJ would be parading with it, talking trash, saying that he is the face that ran the place. The house that AJ Styles built is now SmackDown. And after this, AJ would start targeting Dean Ambrose for his title, saying that he is the face that ran the place and he rightfully so needed a title opportunity. AJ would beat Dean Ambrose at Backlash, and just few months into his WWE run, he was already the main guy of the WWE. AJ's title run was decent. I mean, there was some few stuff that were kinda especially the James Ellsworth storyline with Dean Ambrose. But ultimately, it was a great title run. In the title run, he would even have a triple threat with John Cena and Dean Ambrose, and he would still beat Cena. So I just didn't include it because it was a triple threat. But AJ would have a fantastic 2016, ending it with a match against Baron Corbin and Dolph Ziggler. But at the same time, John Cena would return to the company, saying that the winner of that match would be the person he's facing at the Royal Rumble for the WWE Champion. And this would mark the third match in their trilogy. And the promo battle leading up to the Royal Rumble was one of the best in their whole feud. It was perfect, the chemistry they had on the mic was just good. And AJ would be saying that, nah, Cena, you are a part-timer now, you are a fraud, you are a liar, because you used to mock The Rock saying that, nah, he's a part-timer, you don't care about this company, what about you? And John Cena clapped back at AJ Styles, saying that he's been carrying this company for a decade and he's not going to try losing to a guy who's just been hot for a couple of months. What I like about this feud is that it was slowly getting more intense the more times they were having matches with each other. Try looking at the promo battles from the time of Money in the Bank and this promo battle on the way to the Royal Rumble. It sounded personal. It sounded like they really wanted to prove who's the better man. But you could tell there was a level of respect from a wrestler to another wrestler. And with all that hype, with all the promo battles, it was time for the Royal Rumble and it was time to end their trilogy. And came the Royal Rumble, and in front of 50,000 people, AJ Styles and John Cena would give us a legendary match to end off a legendary feud. And for damn near 30 minutes, these two would go off on each other. Hey yo, pause. But these two always brought the best out of each other, every single time. And the stakes for this match was just at its highest. John Cena had the chance to even the record with Ric Flair, and AJ Styles had the chance to fully cement that he is the better man between Cena and him. But everyone has watched this match before. Everyone has watched it more than twice, in fact, because this is how good this match was. Probably the best match from 2017, even though this match was in January. It was very difficult to overcome from an in-ring point of view, from just a crowd interaction point of view, even the commentary when you hear Mauro Ranallo just screaming Mamma Mia when John Cena gives the AA from the top rope and AJ still kicks out. It was just AA after phenomenal forearm or Styles Clash or STF. That's just how this match was. They didn't need any crazy overbooking. They didn't need a table spot. They didn't need to go outside. They didn't even need any interference. But they still pulled off a legendary match. Ultimately, it will end with John Cena giving 2 AAs on AJ Styles and finally win his 16th title. A great end to a great trilogy. So what made this feud legendary? It's the fact that it was just a collision between two worlds. There was no blood involved. There was no families involved. This was just a pure wrestling classic rivalry between two wrestlers who wanted to see who was better than the other. It wasn't your typical heel versus babyface rivalry. It wasn't just the babyface against adversary. It wasn't just the cowardly heel who would cheat to win. No, it was more complex than that. AJ was the heel in this feud, but he didn't need to do heinous things like other legendary feuds where heels are involved by kissing someone's wife or beating them up into a bloody mess or running them over. All he needed was to showcase his skill and have a chip on his shoulder. And Cena, this wasn't the super Cena that we were all familiar with. This wasn't the Cena who would kick out after getting multiple finishes. No, Cena had a lot of weaknesses. He lost more matches than won in this feud. And it brought the best out of Cena from an in-ring point of view, and we already know how good he is on the microphone, right? And lastly, this feud is timeless. And what do I mean by that? I mean that many of us watching this video right now have gone back multiple occasions to watch a John Cena and an AJ Styles match. And for a generation that grew up in the late 2000s to 2010s era of pro wrestling, this is something that we will always appreciate and go back to. And with that being said, AJ Styles versus John Cena was simply
sensational.
Hey, before you exit this video right now, just do me a favor, bro. Subscribe, like, it's free, dog. Just subscribe, right? If you like such videos, if you're a fan of pro wrestling like me, man, like, just do me a favor, bro. Subscribe to the Escobar Show. I'm trying to reach 10K, bruv. So that'll be much appreciated, man. Okay, gracias. Bye bye. Thank you.